Am I live? I'm live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Blue Couch Therapy. Today we are having a work and stream session as I take on some information. Before today's video, we're going to be busting down is the every esoteric knowledge. So, yeah, man, I'm ready whenever you are. Let me just organize my screen here. That should be good. Let's see. Oh, what's up? So as you can see behind me here, I've got my fan. The temperature is I think about like 30 degrees some odd here in Toronto. So it's hot MB and I ain't got the AC just yet. Let me know. Here we are.
The late 20th century. Rooted in the principles of individualism and pragmatism, it diverges from traditional magical systems that often require strict adherence to established rituals and belief structures. Instead, chaos magic encourages practitioners to create their own methods and symbols, drawing from...
This I think is interesting because you can only draw on your own references in life. You really can only draw on your own references in life. There was something that I heard yesterday where it's like everything we know was taught to us by people who don't know. Just to think about.
From a wide range of influences to achieve their desired outcomes. The origins of chaos magic can be traced back to the 1970s in the United Kingdom. At its core, chaos magic is based on the concept that belief itself is a tool that can be manipulated to achieve magical results. Practitioners, often called chaos magicians or chaotes, believe that by altering their beliefs and using them temporarily, they can tap into the underlying chaos of the universe to manifest changes in reality. This approach allows...
Interesting. I'm a big believer of change your mind, change your life. So it's interesting to see how they explain it through the esoteric about how you can manipulate matter through your mind energy fields.
Allows for a high degree of experimentation and personalization, as there is no fixed dogma or pantheon to adhere to.
No fixed dogma to adhere to. No prophecies interpreted for private profit.
Some common techniques include
Gnosis like direct, they say. So then what about, I think it's later on in the video, but then where does hypnosis come from? I guess that word would be indirect. Isn't it interesting to see how language plays a role in the way that we describe certain things and in the way that we choose to believe? I think so. Language is tricky. It's personal today, whichever one is the right one. They always be destroying text, eh? I don't. Yeah, physical like below. Yeah, that's the way I understand it too. As above, so below. The same way that they say in the Lord's Prayer, as on earth as it is in heaven. So there's something where they talk about like there's a realm, heaven realm, and then it has to manifest here in the 3D realm. Huh, interesting. Interesting. The spiritual alchemy is turning the things that are unseen into the things that are seen. Where you ever think about like you have a dream or you have a vision or you have something and then it comes true? Like you essentially made something that was not real real. So interesting. Pro tip, if you can, get Duolingo and start learning Latin because that's been helpful for me to really understand these texts and the way these people have finessed the game, have finessed this world since have they finessed this world since when? Look, this book is from 1560. They finessed this world in Latin, and since 1560, they fleeced us, put the sheet over us, and told us that this is this and this is that. Since 1560, y'all. Quick mathefications. What is that? 1560 and 2024. So that's over 460 years ago that we know of. So a story, telling us a story, putting the sheet over our eyes. Learn Latin. Learn Latin is my tip to you. And it also helps with Spanish and French and all those other languages, the love languages. A lot of it's based in Latin, and especially a lot of the contracts that we sign, a lot of the things that surround our lives are based out of Latin words, Latin root words, especially. So the more you know, the further you go. Before my mom died, she always used to talk about astral projection. Astral projection, that's real. I'm so interested in all these things, and I think it's so interesting that my mother prepped me for all this esoteric knowledge without even realizing it. All these terms, yeah, all these terms. I'm familiar with it. I understand all these things in a basic mathematical and a magical level. So this stuff is real. This stuff is real. It's just a matter of understanding the spirit realm and how it relates into our lives. And I know some people think like, oh, this is this stuff. So and it's the same God yesterday, today, and forever, you know? So there's no all these because sometimes it's idea that like, oh, it's lost. These things are like lost, that people used to have these powers and they used to be no man. Everything is now. There's only now. There's only now. Comment down below if you've ever astral projected. Have you ever been asleep or like looking on your bed and been able to see yourself sleeping on your bed? Comment down below. Let me know your experiences with all this stuff that we've been watching, guys. Let me know actually, because I want to talk to you guys. I want to hear about your spiritual experiences from all things and all angles. Okay, but my okay, and then astral projection is to see your body, to see your physical self. But to me, I don't know. I feel like it's all the same. I feel as though you can't say that like astral projection is bullshit, but then say lucid dreaming. Oh, and that's just lucid dreaming. Then how do you define that? Either way, it goes down. It goes to another subject of inquiry to be discussed. Gnosis was the second one, was it? Gnosticism, but they talked about gnosis earlier in the video. So let's keep that in mind as we hear the root words and we hear the breakdown of the meaning. And also hypnosis is mad real. There's some books that I have in my reading list. If they don't want people to be reading these books, it's like $3 for a clinical hypnosis book. I digress. And it's all in all. If we talk about astral projection, we talked about hypnosis, we talked about gnosis. It's all about almost like a dreamlike state, almost taking you to that dreamlike state to control the or to manipulate, influence the subconscious mind. So is that where we get? Is that, tell me, is this where we get the root word for mesmerized? Oh, like you see something that you get mesmerized. Is that the root cause? Let's see what the internet's forced. Later called mesmerism. So the root word, the word that we use to say, "Oh, you were mesmerized," or "You were mesmerized by a scenario," come from the man named body fluid, which allows one person to hypnotize another, is propounded in its 1778 in Paris. So if it's any mysterious body fluid, my guess would be that it's the energy from the spine. I think they say that spine releases some kind of fluid. That'd be my guess. Particularly synonymous with hypnosis and artificial somnambulism. Another similar word for this effect is braidism. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting. But of course, everything is just pseudoscience, right? I That's so interesting. I didn't know that's where the word mesmerized came from this hypnosis man, from this hypnotist. I guess when by the time all this is said and done, there'll be some kind of Codyism. We'll see in the lexicon. James Grade. Okay, that was the one we just saw. That we just saw in the other etymology report for braidism. I'll open that in a new tab. This is about 100 years after, about 100 years, 80 years after. So this is an advancement of the previous doctrine. Okay. First pioneer. Okay. Hey. Hmm. So isn't that like holidays? Celebrating holidays? I haven't even watched the show yet, but it's a matter of us. You are the avatar. That's why when you make a game and they ask you to create you can manipulate these elements to achieve goals. You hear what I just said? Okay. Hmm. Which ones do you believe, guys? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know where. Oh, it's gone. I was gonna run the other one. Let's run it. Let's run the other one. I didn't have plans to, but if the man got a part two, let's run the part two right now. Let's go. Let's go. Achieving. Infinite, infinite and unknowable. This guy's finger is bent, and it's so they're never straight lines. There's always, you know, because of the way that the world works, there's never any straight lines. Even the brain doesn't have straight lines in the neural pathways. So that's interesting. I have to actually read more about this. Huh. You ever notice that the trees, when all the leaves are off the trees, they look like lightning? That's another sacred geometry for you guys to remember in case you ever forget that creation is all around us and abundance is our birthright. You hear that? They don't want to give. They don't want no man. They don't want everybody to have the knowledge. I think you know what's funny to me, the idea that like everybody believes, or all these people believe in like secret societies and these devil cults and all this stuff. But then it's like, so if you believe in these stuff, then you must believe that these people have knowledge that they're hiding from you. Not to say anything is good or evil. I'm just saying that if you believe that, then these people, and you understand that these people are hiding something from you, whether it's good or bad. Even the Vatican have a secret vault that you can't go to. You can look it up yourself and find the art, whatever, the Vatican Library, I think it is. So whether it's for what you would consider to be good, whether we would consider it to be evil, they're all hiding information from us, from mass majority of people. You ever stop and ask yourself, not even to be afraid of like, oh, it's a conspiracy. Okay, no problem. Because conspiracy. Don't you ever get curious as to what it is that's in those documents, in those books, in those, you know? We just talked about earlier that they've been finessing mans in Latin since 1560. So if you think about all the books that they've kept secret since then, standing. Someone like life path number. I think that also relates to gematria, if I'm not mistaken. You guys tell me. I'm a mystic just learning the trade. See, and we talked about Gnosticism at the beginning of this one. These people are so funny. Mm. You ever got your tarot card read? I haven't yet. Let me know if you did. This period, yo. Wait a second. Doesn't this look like? Sorry, just maybe being annoying. The part here with a man hand, it's like two hands going into one, but it's upside down. That's jokes. That's fair. Hallucinogenic plants, ashwagandha, ashwagandha and DMT. Yo, if you have any experiences with ashwagandha or DMT, drop your comments in below. Drop your comments down below. I would love to hear your guys' take on what happened to you. Did it give you instant ego death, or did it help in any way? And Greek too. I have to learn how to read Greek. So that means you have to learn how to read Greek too. Just kidding. Do whatever you want to do. I don't really care. But yeah, I feel like especially where all these, especially where they say all these texts, these holy texts, these were originated from, I have to learn the language so that I can read it myself and make my own decisions. 500. All right, guys. So that's an interesting take. That is an interesting take on astrology, esoteric knowledge, and the likes. At the end of the day, this is just a previously, this is just a video that I've been watching, and this is just a video that you're watching. So at the end of the day, guys, make your own conclusions. If any of this stuff is interesting to you, do your own research. Do your own research. Don't just take his word for it, and don't just take